Yo, welcome back, guys. So now we can have an actual intro since our last podcast recording. We didn't have a name, but now we are the Teenage Mutant White Boys. So,
Yes, sir.
yes, me and Carson here, Teenage Mutant White Boys now.
It took a little bit of time to come up with it, but I honestly think that's a pretty fire name.
I mean, it's not bad. We made that logo too. Well, I made it, but you think it looks alright. I went with it. It's not bad. It could always change in the future. It's not permanent.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. Or even if we decide to change the name because it's like not very well received or whatever.
Right. I mean, we'll figure it all out. But yeah. I mean, how's it been going with you, Carson? Tell them about how it's been since our last recording.
It's been pretty good. A couple of days, been chilling at home, not really doing whole much. We're not working, whatnot. Today we just got done from a bike ride, went down, got some snacks, pretty solid.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, we were talking about, should we just do the high stories now?
Did if you want to, yeah.
All right, we're gonna tell some high stories. Should I tell my story first?
Yeah.
All right, this is about the first time I ever greened out. Technically, this is the only time actually, but I technically greened out. One day, I stayed home from school because I was sick. I wasn't actually sick. I just did not want to go to school. I could not fucking do it. I got no sleep. I got extremely high, higher than I've ever been at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And like I stayed awake for like another hour and passed the fuck out. Woke back up at like 12. I had not eaten anything all day, and I was like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die right now. So I go to the kitchen, try pouring myself a bowl of cereal. I get the cereal ready, and then I feel like I'm gonna fucking throw up, and I'm going and like heaving over the trash can, dude. It is terrible. I can't take it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get to the couch. I try standing up, I go walking to the couch. I run into the wall and pass out on the floor, and the first thing I'm thinking is just, why was I even standing up? This is more comfortable than standing up. I'm just laying on the floor. And I woke up and I was like, holy shit, like I was sweating and everything, dude. I went and wolfed down that bowl of cereal, and then I was fine.
For me, one day we were chilling at a park, just chilling, playing games on our phone, whatever. And then I had just gotten off a pretty decent break. So then I took a bit much than I probably should have, a little bit earlier than I should have, and I hadn't really eaten much today. So that was pretty fun. I had to end up just like...
Luckily you didn't pass out.
Yeah, I was just like walking, sitting down every once in a while, walking, sitting
You
down.
got really pale for a bit.
And then I just kept breathing and drinking water, and I was chilling.
Yeah, I'm glad I was there with you, because if you probably would have been like, yo, what's going on? You probably would have passed out. Or because even if you drink too much water, you'll throw that up because you're drinking too much.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm chilling now, just in case.
Yeah. Alright, I'm trying to think of like any other stories. So, I guess I could talk about this car meet I went to this weekend. I was high during this whole thing, but I guess you can get a full story here too. We went to this midnight meet, so it's like just a car meet at midnight, and it's like a meet with a bunch of people, like maybe like 23 max, and this like 50-year-old dude's here in his like Pontiac Grand Prix. It's like turboed and shit, so it's a fast ass car. And he comes up to my friend group that I'm with, like my brother and his friends and shit. And he goes, hey, who's driving that Focus? And that was one of my brother's friends, Luke. He goes, that's me. He said, oh, you want to race? He said, no, I'm slow. But my brother, of course, he goes, yeah, I'll race you. How about that? And he's like, okay. He looks at it. He goes, all right. And Gage is like, oh, shit, now I'm fucked. And so we followed these guys like 10 minutes away to some like road that's like a perfect drag strip. But like it was kind of sketchy. We were all like, dude, like this is super sketch. Like Gage wasn't sketched out at all. But I was in a car with his friend Connor, and we were both like, dude, like this is kind of fucked. And then the first race goes, and Gage actually fucking beats him. Like, he beats him off the launch, he beats him in the long, he actually did it. And none of us were expecting it. But they were both, like, everyone else there was calling that. They had two guys there that were up at the start line, like, that were his friends or whatever. And one of them actually had a gun. So our lives were, like, actually at risk. And we weren't arguing with them at all, but Gage definitely won. They're like, no, we didn't. So, like, okay, we gotta run it back. And then they did it again, and Gage had just backed up into a spot, and he forgot that he was in reverse, and launched in reverse. And so it was like, okay, well, that's kind of shitty. They, like, hyena laughed at us. That was hilarious. But then they were going to do a rematch again, but that guy's car was getting hot, so they were going to let it cool down. And after sitting there for, like, 20 minutes, we're like, nah, fuck this. We're just going home. Like, it was so fucked. We just went straight home.
Yeah, it does sound overly sketchy.
Yeah. But then the night after that, we went and did donuts in a school parking lot. That was fun, dude. Smoked out the entire parking lot. Maybe I'll do a screenshot of that as the podcast is.
Good. Well, obviously they would know what it is. And then they know who we're referring to, but we still don't know.
Right.
Yet.
Look at him go.
Got any fun stories recently?
I don't know, really. I mean, I've gotten back into playing Rainbow Six Siege recently. That game's honestly not bad anymore. Definitely went through like a phase of being super shitty.
Right, but I feel like mainly for me it was the player base in that game.
Yeah, the player base is overly toxic. Like, you fuck up once and then you get like 1,000 messages telling you to fucking kill yourself, you know?
Right. I also just kind of fell out of interest of it. I mean, I played that game for like 2 years, so I was bound to like lose interest sooner or later.
I mean, that's like with any game. Like, even with like Fortnite, I played that a decent bit, but like right now I'm just kind of going through a phase where I just don't play it for a while, just so
Right.
I don't get sick of it.
Right.
Because like, if I decided to just sit down and just play Fortnite for like a month and a half, then I would 100% be like, yeah, this game's fucking boring, but I don't want to play this
You'll
shit.
lose interest really quickly.
So then there'll be like, usually like 1 to 3 weeks where I'll play the game pretty consistently, and then there'll be like pretty much the same amount of time that I just don't play it.
Right.
It's usually like the first half, well, like the first quarter of like the brand new season that comes out, and then like a little bit at the end.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, so I mean, if you guys have any recommendations at all about what you want to see with us, you know, if you guys would prefer like maybe 1 hour, like a 1 hour episode once a week we could upload, maybe a couple episodes that are like half an hour, 45 minutes. We could even do like single like stories if we want to put those on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, anything like that. If you guys have any suggestions, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, because
We're open to anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're like a huge podcast, you know. Like, pretty much if you comment something, we're gonna see it, you know.
Right, and we're definitely open to suggestions. Anything you recommend, if we would be stupid if we weren't to look at the comments, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, obviously we just started. We're not gonna be like amazing at doing this, obviously. So that people that like watch a lot of podcasts could go and tell us like what other ones do that's good, what other ones do that's bad, what we could just do to be better overall, you know.
Right, like just maybe if you're listening to this, leave one thing, like think about your favorite podcast and like just put whatever it is that you like about that in the comments, and maybe we could use some of those ideas.
Exactly. And obviously within reason, you know, we can't be like giving away like a bunch of money and stuff
Right.
every single time, or like getting
We'll do our
sponsor
best.
deals and whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like if they're like, you know, want like a little bit more content throughout the week, you know, like a 20-30 minute one on like Monday or Thursday or
Right.
Wednesday and Friday, whatever.
You been watching any new TV show recently,
Mm.
other than The Boys?
Not really. I've been watching regular show a lot again.
Yeah, dude, I used to watch that show all the time as a kid. I kind of want to watch it again. It is an interesting show.
Because on TikTok, people literally just post like full episodes just in like multiple parts.
Oh yeah, I've actually watched one of those. That's kind of funny.
And people make like full dedicated accounts to it. So like,
And you actually just watch it on there?
yeah, literally. Sometimes I'll literally just sit there for like an hour, 2 hours, and I'll just be like scrolling through watching like regular show
I would fucking do
or
that.
other
honestly.
shows too. They do it for like a bunch of shows. I've seen like Amazing World of Gumball.
They do movies, too?
SpongeBob. Yeah, I've seen a couple. I remember those one that was just the entirety of Morbius.
Oh my god, dude, of course. That doesn't surprise me on TikTok. You know, okay, there's definitely like a very cringy and bad side to TikTok, but a lot of people overlook the good side.
Yeah, like I understand there is definitely a bad side, but dude, realistically, when you get TikTok, you might see like a couple of those videos.
That's just
and
because
then,
that's what they're pushing.
yeah, and then if you like the stuff you like and follow creators you like, you'll get to like
Right.
what you enjoy. You know, it'll literally be the same as like scrolling through Instagram. You know.
Right, there's a community out there that you will fit into eventually, that you'll enjoy the content of.
Yeah, just the most important part is to actually engage with the videos you like,
Right.
and the ones you don't.
If you don't
just-
like any videos,
whatever.
you won't get anything different.
Exactly, because obviously, you know, you could have some like 13-year-old girl going on TikTok and me going on TikTok, and they're gonna be completely different videos.
Right.
Because obviously it's catered to what you would like, so that you spend more time on the app.
Yeah, that's why I think it's funny when people always complain about all TikTok is girls shaking their butt and showing their tits and blah blah blah. Well then, it wouldn't be coming up if you weren't liking that stuff. So obviously you want to see it.
Exactly. It's because it is a very addictive app for sure.
Oh,
like if
100%.
you start watching something, obviously you can just get lost in just certain creators, certain types of videos, whatever.
I don't know if this is a thing for everyone, but like a lot of people I heard of that got the app, and me, the first night I got it, I watched it for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah. And literally, that's what I'll do too. Like, if I open my phone right now already, I have 4 hours on TikTok today, and it's 6:45 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
But that, dude, my average for that shit is insane though. It's like a lot higher than it should be.
Yeah.
Like if I go into here, like, okay, so today I used it for like 4 hours. And I think I can go back to yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk about it if you're on the podcast.
But yeah, pretty much what I'm saying is that it's just insanely addictive and so easy.
Yeah,
to just,
100%.
Like look at this. Last week I was on TikTok for 29 hours.
That's kind of crazy.
The week before, 32 hours, dude.
Honestly, that's kind of like all social media in a way. Anything can become super addictive if you
Yeah.
let it consume you.
One social media I've kind of been falling out of recently is YouTube, honestly.
I've been watching it more, but yeah, it's definitely becoming less of what it used to be for me.
Yeah, like I used to like genuinely like wait for a certain part of the day and be excited when somebody certain would upload. And now I kind of just like when I'm like laying down to fall asleep, I'll look through videos, and if I see one that I like, I'll like play it just to have like noise in my room.
Yeah, now I have like 4 days of unwatched videos in my subscriptions. It's crazy. I used to watch like every single video every day. Like I would want to like have time to sit down and watch YouTube, and now I just kind of do that whenever I'm not doing something else.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I feel like just all of YouTube just kind of grows out of you, I guess, in a way. You know
I
what
mean, because you're watching the same thing over and over, obviously you're gonna lose interest eventually. But then I feel like after you stop watching it for a bit, and then you find something new that you kind of like, and then you get back into it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how at least I as a kid used to be with like cable TV. If I would watch like a certain channel too much, I would just not want to watch any TV really.
Yeah, I got that too. Dude, what was your favorite like TV show as a kid?
Like as like a younger kid,
Yeah,
like
like a cartoon.
like 5 or 6, or a little older, like 10ish.
Whatever you want.
When I was like pretty much like 10 to like 13, I was obsessed with Gravity Falls.
That's kind of what I figured, like something basic like that. Like that's not bad. Like
No.
I like that too.
Yeah, or like obviously like the classic answer, SpongeBob. Whatever,
Right.
like-
Yeah. But you know what one's like I kind of have those two, but one that's like kind of interesting that I always like loved was Courage the Cowardly Dog, dude.
That was a really good one, but it was really weird. Too.
Exactly, but that
that-
weirdness intrigued me
I
so
swear,
much.
Old cartoons used to be like so weird and funny.
Right. Yeah, have you ever seen Cat Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show too,
And
dude.
now the shows are just really weird. Like there's like I'm not even trying to be like whatever, but there's like a show that has like gay characters in it for little kids.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see how that's
Like-
different, but
Cause I don't know, I just don't like the idea of pushing sexualities onto kids.
yeah, I mean, if like, there's nothing wrong with having like a couple gay characters and stuff, but if it's being pushed where it's like, oh, I'm so gay that I'm pushing it in your face, that's kind of wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's like a gay couple and it's like just a thing that's existing, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. But yeah, and like I say, I feel like it's just different when it's for little kids.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
You know, like I don't really think that you need to be teaching an 8-year-old that he can have sex with other men. You know.
Right? Because you're not saying you can have sex with a pussy to them either.
Yeah, exactly. You just
Honestly, like
you just
I'm
don't bring
okay.
that stuff up to kids, whether it's like straight stuff or gay stuff, whatever.
Right.
You just don't talk about that
Yeah.
with kids.
Like I'm okay. Like maybe once you're getting to that point with your parents where you're having to talk with them, you can talk about the regular stuff and then say like, if that's not how you feel either, there's also gay or whatever. Like
yeah, exactly.
saying
Well,
that.
like when you're like hitting puberty, whatever, you'd be like, you might be more attracted to people, like guys or girls. Who,
Right.
Like,
That's
whatever.
up to you. But as a kid, it shouldn't be like. As a kid, let the kid decide.
Exactly. And little kids just don't need to hear that stuff. Like,
Right. Yeah.
and it's not homophobic just neither way. You know, don't
Right.
like, preach your kids that yeah, you're.
It's
gonna,
just it's inappropriate for children. Is a good way to put it.
exactly. Cool.
Yeah, but dude, I kind of want to watch. Like, I want to find a way to find Courage the Cowardly Dog again. Because that seriously, I love that show so much.
You could probably find it on like websites, like pirating, whatever.
I wonder. I'll have to search it up.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times if I wanted to watch something that's specific, I just kind of like type it in and then try to type in like watch free or watch online, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you
I
sometimes
could
you'll
also
have
search up if it's on something I already have. I don't know.
Yeah,
That was a Cartoon Network show, so
Cartoon Network was always really good.
for real, like that
It
show,
got- it was, like-
regular show.
It was like
Amazing
really
World of
good,
Gumball.
and then it got pretty bad. Like right now, I don't think I would really go back and watch anything that's on it. Really,
It fell off really hard. Same with Nickelodeon too. Like that Loud House show is so annoying. I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't mind it, but I wouldn't like be excited to watch it.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of how I am too.
Like I remember, like obviously, like the Big Nick Show, SpongeBob. Like that's like their biggest thing.
That's the one show I watched all the time as a kid. I don't think there's a single SpongeBob episode I missed up to until I stopped watching it.
I wouldn't. I probably did because I would just watch the reruns on cable. So it could be like the season 13 episode,
Right.
and then just some random one from season 2.
Well, it's not even that I watched through it. It's just whenever TV was on and I had the remote, it was always SpongeBob. And like I used to sit at home all day alone for like a few years, dude. Like there's no way I missed a SpongeBob episode, dude. I watched so many.
Yeah. I remember too. I used to watch a lot of like those. Like the AFV, America's Funniest Home Video shows, that was really fun. Or like
those are
Ridiculousness,
American Ninja Warriors. Dude.
yeah, that stuff. Like Wipeout, I remember I really liked Wipeout.
Dude, yeah, Wipeout. Ridiculousness was good.
Dude, I saw this thing online. There's like a water park that has all the Wipeout obstacles, and you can pay like, I think it was like $19 to run around and do all of them, and you can pay like extra money for like socks that help.
Where at?
It was, I don't remember exactly. I think it was like California or Florida or something like that.
That sounds cool though.
Honestly, yeah, especially if you could like get there alone too.
Imagine you went there like with a group of your friends.
Dude, that'd be so fun. You could actually like try and
Dude,
keep score too.
Yeah, I was gonna
for,
say if you had like a day alone with your friends, imagine how rich you'd have to be though.
Yeah.
Honestly, just make your own Wipeout course with your friends. You'll probably have more fun anyway.
Plus, then you can go back there and do it multiple times. I mean, to be fair though, I feel like as a kid you did try to make your own. Like I remember I would like we had like a pool and I would put up like the ladder and then I would stand up on the ladder and have to like jump onto a raft or something,
Yeah. As a kid, I used to have a babysitter. His name was Jordan. Well, I guess I probably shouldn't say that, but he wouldn't care even if he heard this.
It's a generic name. So
Yeah.
Not to be rude, but
Yeah, no, it is. But we made a fucking field goal post out of a bunch of wood and used it for football. It was pretty fun. And oh my god, I forgot to mention, we used to always do. There was like woods behind his house there. We used to always make tree forts there, and we'd like tear them down and make new ones all the time. It was so much fun, dude.
yeah,
We'd always do that. Yeah, that was fun.
we had like some weird wood behind our house. It was like surrounding one of the houses, but there was like a shit ton of woods. And I knew the kid that lived in the house too, so we would go and play in the woods. And then we had this like one really big tree that we would just climb up there as high as we could, and then we would just sit up there and just chill.
Yeah, that's
It
fun.
was actually fun. It wasn't like an actual tree house, putting like wooden platforms
Right,
up. We would
yeah.
just like chill on the branches and
I mean, that's still fun.
yeah, like I remember. Obviously, this is really saying much, but if they would remember, like my friends Reese and Blake, like
Yeah.
the kid I talked about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun there too, because every winter, obviously we lived by a church, so the snow in the parking lot would always get like packed right up onto one area, and then it'd be really fun. We would like go sledding on it, or sometimes
Yeah.
it'd have like little holes we would climb and act like they're igloos, dude.
that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, you know our tree fort actually. Guess whose idea it was to make that? It was actually Jordan's idea, because we used to hang out with them all the time. Do you remember us talking about J-Bob, Jason, the big
Yeah.
dude? Yeah, that was like someone that lived near him for a while. But also another thing we did there. So I don't know if you know, there's a place near us called Michigan's Adventure in Michigan. Do you know the ripcord there where it pulls you up and you have to pull the ripcord and it swings you down?
I think so, yeah.
We kind of made one of those in the back. It was like a 20-foot tree, so it was pretty high up, and it was just a swing with a carabiner clip. And you had to, they'd pull you all the way up there, and you had to unhook it, dude, and it was wild. Like, that was actually the craziest thing we'd ever done there, and I can't believe we just made that in the woods. It was so fun, dude.
It was this one time. So on the trees, sometimes we would be dumb kids, and then we would try and see like who could jump from, like the highest branch. And then I jumped from like a pretty high branch, and I like kind of hurt my foot a little bit.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then my friend, he goes up one branch above me, and he jumps, and he like broke his ankle from it.
Oh my god.
Because from where I was to like the next branch, it was a little bit of like a gap.
Well,
So
did he weigh more, maybe, too?
He was older than me. He was like a year or two older than me.
Maybe then.
So he probably did. Plus, because I was a really skinny kid too.
Yeah. I remember when I was hanging out with Justin. Justin's one of our old friends that we had. I jumped off the second floor of that tree fort back there with soccer cleats on. That hurt.
Now, I'm surprised we didn't somehow meet earlier since we both knew Justin like a while ago.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
I remember I used to look a lot like him. Like, he's Mexican, so obviously he's gonna look a little bit different. But
Right.
Like,
And he's got, like, curly hair.
but like back then, we both had like pretty much like a buzz cut, so we looked like the exact same, and it was actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember we would go out to Collins Park with me, Justin, and our sisters, and then we would literally just go there and like do kid shit, make friends, go and play and stuff. Go
Dude, I
hang out by
miss
the
being
fountain.
a kid.
I know, dude. Like, I always think about that sometimes too. Like, I remember when like our biggest, like the thing always on our mind was like a video game or something. Like our biggest problem was if what we were gonna play the next day.
Right,
you know?
dude.
Like,
And now it's, like, actual, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm so sad, but now we have to deal with, like, actual depression and shit.
yeah. And then you have to think about like, oh yeah, now I gotta work all day, and you know I come home super tired. I don't want to do that. I don't
Right.
want to do this, whatever. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like, and is it just me, or do you remember, like, thinking, like, to your memories as a kid, it seems like you were just always, like, high or, like, drunk for some reason. Like, it just doesn't seem the same. Like, it
I've
seems
always-
like at some point your mind kind of switched to, like, real life mode, you know what I mean?
I've always kind of felt that, like, when I get high, I'll kind of feel younger. Like, sometimes
Yeah.
I'll literally sit there and think I'm still, like, 15.
Right, you feel like you're back to, like, freedom. Like, there's at some point, like, there's like, when you're a kid, to like, the meme where, like, you get your consciousness or whatever, and then you're, like, a real person, and then, like, you kind of switch into real life mode after, like, puberty and shit, obviously.
Yeah. But, because I feel like just before puberty, everything felt, like, happier and, like, brighter, you know?
Right. Which, I mean, I'm sure it'll get better, but it's not like everything's terrible. It's just there's
Yeah.
real life involved now.
Exactly, you know, actual shit you have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah, I remember we go to Collins Park, like somewhat by where we lived, and that was always really fun. We would go and go on, like, they had a tire swing there, which was super fun.
Huh.
I remember we would get like 6 kids to all sit on it and try not to tip it over like a bunch of dumbasses.
Dude, imagine it fucking broke.
Dude, it probably would have.
One time, me and Gage rode our. He came here because he wanted to go for a bike ride. We rode our bikes down to Collins Park, and we were sitting on a bench there, and 2 Mexican guys came up to us. Like, they were like kind of our age, but like they were like, I don't know what was up with them. They're like, bro, let me take your bike for a ride, homie. I'm like, no, you can't ride my bike. He's like, oh, okay. And then I was like trying to get away from it. I was like, Gage, is Chloe almost here? He's like, oh, you got a baddie on the way? Can I say hi to you? And Gage is like, no, go away. Like, these dudes were being fucking, like, they were just weird, bro.
They were probably like hired, bro.
That's what I thought, but they didn't really seem like it.
I don't know. It's weird as hell though.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've never had anything super weird like that. I don't think, at least.
Any other high stories you have?
Not really that I could think of right now.
What's, like, the stupidest thing you've said while you're high?
Oh God. I said Isaac Newton's a bitch ass motherfucker once.
I do remember that. It was your philosophy. The
Yeah.
first time he ever smoked a blunt.
Yeah. Very interesting.
We also found an interesting church name, but if you want to hear that name, you have to hit me up in the DMs. About
Subscribe to
finding
my
them. 'Cause I'm not
OnlyFans.
telling you. Yeah. You have to go to our Patreon for that one.
It was funny though. Did you not grab a trash bag?
No, I forgot.
This dude. Oh.
Man, bro. What other podcast topics we got?
Oh no, dude. Dude, how the gas station that lives by us used to get robbed like every week.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I don't even know. I think it was literally just like they had like nobody working there, so people would realize that and just go in and like steal. I'm pretty sure.
We should have done it.
Yeah. And I remember
That's a
one
joke,
time,
by the way.
Yeah, it's joking. But one time somebody actually like broke the door and they had to put cardboard over the door.
I remember that. Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
You know what else is kind of dumb?
What?
This dude brings a PS3 from his mom's with a stack
Poop,
of
pee,
like
and fart. Shut up.
with a stack of like 10 games and forgets the controller.
You know what's funny? Wouldn't eat not Northern pig butt.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This dude
Man, I'm on a skateboard.
doing ollie down our stairs.
No.
Dude, it was only like 11 stairs in our house.
I did my first ollie downstairs in this house. Before you guys, before I ever knew you guys.
I did my first ollie when I was like 2.
You can't ollie.
You're right, I still can't. That's just because I got a skateboard.
Tomorrow we're going to the skate
I
park.
tried it and then I was like, yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to the skate park.
I'll be down to.
Man, I'm hungry, bro.
Me too. I'm really hoping that we get food soon.
No. We gotta wait till tonight when we order that good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. What we gonna get?
I gotta think. I don't know if
We should probably talk about something actually interesting for the podcast, huh?
Yeah, probably.
And you're
You're gonna play guitar for the podcast?
No, I'm just gonna do this in the background. It's not gonna be loud.
Cause podcasts are fun to do, but then you kind of get to a point like now where it's just like you're not 100% sure what to talk about.
Well, here, let me think of some interesting life story. Have you ever had like a dog or an animal that's like scared of thunderstorms?
Kinda. I remember my old dog at my dad's would always come by us when there was like a storm.
But that dog had a really bad life too because we got her. She was a rescue dog. Because like
Okay.
her old owners like beat her up in a shit ton. I think they like shot her once too.
What?
And then that's when like they left her at like a vet or something and just completely abandoned her.
That's fucked, dude.
And then we got her, and then obviously she lived good for like a couple years.
Yeah.
But then she started like, I remember like when we put her down, she was like almost completely blind and deaf, had a broken hip, and had cancer, and like I think in like her brain or something.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So it was. So we tried to keep her alive for a little bit, but then we just figured that we probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it's just better to put her down out of her misery.
Yeah.
Is that the first pet you ever saw die?
No, I had a hamster once actually that got cancer, shed, and killed itself.
Jesus, that's the first animal you saw die?
Yeah, I was like 8, and I got a hamster, and I named it Darwin, from the. Have you ever seen the G-Force movie?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, like that
Dude,
spy
with the
hamsters.
hamsters?
Yeah,
oh
I
my
named him
god, I used
after,
to
like,
love
the
that
main
movie.
character.
No, you wanna know why I love that too? Is because of the song boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that boom. Dude, I used to love that song. Just
But
because
yeah.
of that movie. That movie was my favorite, bro. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, I named it after him, and then we had him for like a couple months, and then he started shedding like really bad. And we didn't know what to do, so we took him to like a vet, and then he was like, "Yeah, your hamster has cancer." And they were like, "Oh shit. Well, we're not gonna try and really treat it. We're just gonna kind of let him live out his days, you know, because we didn't want to spend all that money for
Right,
just like
a fucking
hamster we
hamster.
just got." So then we're just chilling there one day, and then he like jumped out of his cage and like did something, and then he was just laying on the ground dead one day. So he either like had like a stroke or something, or just died from like cancer out there, or he just like killed himself, dude.
Dude, that's so fun. First pet I ever saw die was my dog Harley. He was an Australian Shepherd. I think I was in like 3rd grade, if I recall. I woke up one morning and I went in the backyard. Or actually, no. I woke up one morning and I grabbed a donut from downstairs. My dad got donuts and I went upstairs. And he sat me down and he's like, "Hey, I gotta tell you, last night I went out in the backyard and Harley was just laying down, not moving. So Harley was dead, obviously, and he was in the wagon. I had to go to school that day and it was so shit. And I remember when he came home, we brought him back in the wagon, and we buried him back near the fence. And I played like a super sad song, and it was like shitty for me because I was in like 3rd grade. It was so bad, dude. First pet I ever had die. He was such a good dog too.
I had one dog died too. Like I remember my mom told you a while ago. Or like no, it was our dog got hit by a Max bus. She told one of my other friends I had over. They had like he got out one morning and then he like went into the road and then he literally got run over by a Max bus. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So then and it was on Valentine's Day too.
That is fucked.
And then he just died.
Yeah, you know, there's actually, that I know of, 2 of our pets buried in the backyard. Possibly 3 because of Sophia, the lizard. Well, Harley's buried back there. There was a baby bearded dragon we had that got an infection, and that's buried back there. And then whatever happened to Storm.
Yeah, Storm was another bearded dragon that you guys had before we even moved in, and then our littlest sister brought it outside to play with it and forgot about it out there.
Yeah, we just left it. Fucking bitch.
And then I remember too, she left the door open for my other sister's rabbit that got let out.
That's how that thing died?
It was her and then Pat, your dad's friend's kids, that all left the door open, and the rabbit got out and then it ran away.
Yeah, they do a lot of shit and just get away with it.
Dude, at my dad's house when my sister had her rabbit there, it was horrible. There would be like rabbit shit all down the hallway.
I can't take that.
Dude, it sucked. And like our rooms at my dad's house are pretty much how they are now, except one's on the left side and one's on the right. So and the whole hallway would just be like covered with rabbit shit, and her room would be even worse. It'd have like hay and rabbit shit and piss all over.
How can you even live like that?
I don't know. I remember when they had it with the cat stuff in there too. Like in that room. In this
Yeah,
room.
that was ridiculous too.
It's just literally just because she would never like take care of him. Like literally, she got him and said that she would, and then she never did. Like she
Right.
would literally avoid going over there, so she didn't have to take care of him.
Yeah. Yo guys, sorry to make this ending so abrupt. Just figured I'd end it here. So just make sure you guys leave any comments or suggestions you have for us in the comments. Make sure to leave a like. If this is on YouTube, should be on YouTube. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to tune in next time. See you later.